everyone, it's that time of the week again, and I'm happy to bring you yet another little project to add to your journals. So welcome to my channel. If you're new for the first time, this is Angela here, and of course welcome to all of you that support me week in and week out. I couldn't do this without you. I honestly couldn't. Right, I have hopefully a quick little project again. I like these quick little projects these days, and you can see I've got an example of it in the front here that I've just sort of put together. I have just clipped it here because really I would glue this down, but just to show you what I've been doing, I thought I would just clip it in place so I could really show you the project first. Alright, so this is what I'm calling a page wrap, but I've used a mailer and made a little narrow one there, which not only is it a wrap, it's also a tuck spot, and it's got a couple of pockets as well. So yes, it sounds quite complicated, but it really isn't. I hope you're going to join me and follow along too, because I think that you could do this in so many themes, and really it would be a lovely little decoration on the end of one of your pages. All right, so let's just have a look at what I've done. First of all, let's take these off here. I have got this attached to the end of a page, and I'll show you. This is the edge of a page. I have just tucked in a beautiful doily from my doily digital kits. This is a lovely pink one, and you could easily journal on the back of that. So I've just tucked that in over there. All right, so I've just taken a page just to show you how I would use this. I've got a little pocket at the top here. So it's a little pocket, and you could journal on the back of that. So that's a nice little hidey place for journaling. So that just fits in really nicely over there. And then I've got another little pocket hiding at the bottom over there. These are my spring journal cards, spring wildflowers, I should say. All right, so that just goes in there. I've done a little bit of layering. I've got another page. It's my lacy page from my digital kit as well. We've just got some flowers there which are really pretty, and then on the back here, when you turn it over, it's the other side of the page, I've just laid up a couple more flowers, a butterfly and some little quotes over there. And again, I would glue those two bits down so that you can use it as another tuck spot over there. All right, this is just those postcard size of the wildflower digital sheet that you see in my store, and I love how you can make those into faux postcards. I think I've stamped a little quote here: the way to know life is to love many things. All right, so that's what I've done there. I've just backed it onto card and used my Deckle Edge Tim Holtz trimmer, and it gives it that lovely old vintage postcard edge, so I like that. All right, so let's have a look. So this is what we're making. You can see I've taken a mailer, and I'll show you how I get to that there. This is the edge of your page. All right, so it's about, you wouldn't do it on two. I just did that to show you. You would just put it on the edge of the page like that and glue it, and I'll show you how to do that. It would make a really pretty decoration. Right, obviously your page would be printed or tea stained or something. It'll really uplift a really plain page, so that's what we're going to do today. All right, so let me show you how to do this. It is really quick, and I'm loving it already. So yeah, I quite like this because it sort of went with the theme I'm going with there, and I thought that really went well there. And you could pack as many things as you wanted to in there. It keeps it really flat, so once glued down, it would be attached, and there we go. So that aside, let's just put this over here out the way. What you're going to need, I've got a mailer here. So this mailer is 4 1/4 by 8 3/4 inches. I'm going to trim it to the length of my page because my page is an A4 page. So I will be trimming it to 8 inches this way, or 20.5 centimeters. Obviously, I think the US letter is slightly wider, so you might want to do it slightly wider. But of course, use what you have. These are mailers that come in the mail. This one is a new one because I didn't have the same size as which I just shown you. So, but this would work perfectly well with a used mailer. All right, so the width of this is 4 1/4 inches or 11 centimeters, and again, it doesn't really matter. You can do this with any mailer. All right, so I'm just going to close this up, and as I said, you could use a mailer that you've just slit open. That would work perfectly well. What I'm going to do now is just trim it off at the 8-inch mark, because our pages are only 8 1/4 wide, I think, but so that this would be too long. All right, so trim according to the page size that you're going to use it on, and that might be a mini journal, it could be any size, so this is just a guide. All right, so we've got that like that, and then what I want to do is I want to just fold this over. So I'm just going to get my bone folder, here it is, and then I want to just turn this around like that, and then I just went pretty close to the edge here, and guys, you can use your school board. You can use, if you don't have one of these, use a butter knife. There are many ways to do this. You can even use the sort of indent on your trimmer as a guide for scoring. All right, so I've just got a score line there. It's not halfway, so that's where I thought it would be best placed. It's slightly more than halfway, otherwise it would be right on that window there. All right, so I am going to just use my ruler. This is a tricky bit because I didn't want to tear this little bit that tends to want to be torn. So I'm just trying to encourage it to fold over. I'm doing it the wrong way first before I do it the right way. You see, what it wants to do is break there. It doesn't matter if it is, we're going to cover it. So I'm just trying to get this sorted the best I can. And I think this was the most difficult part, was trying to get this to fold where I wanted it to, but there we go, we've got it now. All right, so there we go. Okay. Right, we've got a lovely long weekend here in the UK, and I'm so excited. So I get an extra day where I am crafting, which is amazing. Right, now on the window side of my envelope, I just want to take a little sliver off the end here, and you can cut this or use your trimmer. I mean, this is just what I have. So Abby's having a little dream there. Can you hear her? Bless its heart. Oh, she's running in the fields, barking in a dream. Okay, so we have a little opening over here now. And yes, we have an opening there. We'll deal with that in a bit. But I'm going to just cover the blue bit up because it doesn't sort of go with my theme. So what I've used is I've used my lacy digital paper in my Etsy store. I'll put all the links in the description box. I wanted a pretty muted background, so I'm going to use this, and I'm going to cut it on the, to fit on this page. But before I get there, I've just taken the base off this, a little scrap, and I want to just put that underneath so that I don't see the blue. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue for this, and I'm just going to put some glue on here. I hope you've all had a lovely week. I haven't had that much crafting time this week, so I'm gonna really enjoy catching up with that, as I said. So really excited to get lots more done this weekend, hopefully. All right, so there we go. I've just covered up that blue section as like that. Okay, right, now what we want to do is take your piece of paper that you choose to use. I have pretty much cut this to the size of the paper that I want to use, but what I need to do now is just measure, because if you stick it down like this, it's going to pull when you fold it back in half. So I learned that with the first one. So now I am going to be cutting this just in half. So that's about it there, and then the same on that side. Right, so we'll just put that like that. I've just drawn the little markings, just taken it ever so much, a hair's breadth to the left hand side of the middle of where I've marked, and now it's just a case of you know, getting that lined up. Right, so we'll take it like that. Hopefully that's going to work. Let's just see. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then let's just see if we're happy with this. It's a little bit too wide. That's okay. We'll just take a little bit off there. Not too much. Okay, so you just want to fit that to your page like that. All right. Now, what we're going to do quickly now is, before I do anything else, I want to just use these little clips just at the top. Just line up my paper on here how I would like it to be. And then this is just to keep them in place. Then I'm going to do my little trick again of gauging where the window is, the size of the window that I want to mark out. So I'm going to make it slightly further in, and I'm just having a look where the edge of it is. So there, and then on that side and on that side. So it's slightly smaller than the actual window, but you can decide how you want to do that. So it's just going to probably speed this up. I'm just joining up the lines now. And then I'm going to just use my craft knife, as I usually do, just to cut this window out. Now you can use a die cut machine if you have one. And I do, but I just wanted to do it this way. It's probably just as quick as trying to find the right die and everything else. So, you know, and I don't have to move from my seat because I'm not up for that at the moment. Okay, so there we go. So if I pull that out, we've got that little bit there, which you can use for something, and this bit should cover our window. Sorry, leave our window open just like that. So isn't that great? All right, and then this bit is ready to go on there. Okay, so what I've done is I've just distressed around the edges and around that, these two pieces, and they're ready now to be stuck down. But before I stick anything down, I just want to loosen this piece at the top here. So I'm going to just take my knife. You can take your scissors and do this. Because I'm only doing that because I want to stitch down there once I've put this on, but of course that's an option. You don't have to do that. You can not stitch at all. It's not a structural feature, it's just a decorative feature. All right, so there we go, that's all sorted. Now, so I'm going to take the first piece and I'm going to put some glue on this. I'm not going to right to the edge, as I said, because I am going to stitch it, but of course if you aren't, then just make sure you put plenty of glue right up to the edge. Now don't stick it over the fold, that's important. You know, this fold here, you don't want to bulk up that area. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same on this side. There we go, so I've got those two stuck down now. Right, now if you are going to sew, this is the time that you want to do it. I'm just going to sew across there without that bit so that it doesn't stitch it down. So I'm going to sew across there, and then I'm just going to sew right around the edge, and I will sew a little bit across there as well. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do quickly. Okay, so here you can see I've just stitched just after the window, and then I've just stitched this one separately before I put the two together, and then I stitched just around the edge like that. Alright, so we have everything ready now just to decorate this, and that's all that remains to do. So what I did was, I did get it ready on the actual page, so I'm just going to take this page again, and then I'm going to just clip it in place before I eventually glue it down in my journal that I'm going to use it on. So I just want to grab some of my quilting clips here, my sewing clips. These are great. If you don't have these, definitely grab yourself these. They are the most useful tools, honestly. And I get them from Amazon, so you'll find that they're on my Amazon list, my Amazon favorite tools. Right, so I've got that all in place. Now what we want to do is we want to decorate this bit up here. So I've just got a couple of things that it's really easy. I just want to grab the one that I had so I can show you the same style. So I have these beautiful images which come from my fussy cut flowers, and I just love the colors of these flowers, and I like using them in my journals. So we've got a beautiful peachy color one here, and I'm going to place that sort of just over the window a little bit like that. Okay, so we're going to stick that one down there, and then we'll stick this one just so it's not too far over. We're going to have it over like that. Alright, so what I like to do is trying to just gauge it. So just while I'm remembering, I do that little line just so I know not to glue past that area. It's not exact, but otherwise I tend to sort of forget about it when I turn it over and get it all wrong. So just a little reminder for me. I am loving the season at the moment, as I'm sure you all are, so I'm loving all the spring colours and the spring kits and things. Right, so this one can go back over here, and as I said, we're going to just stick it a little bit over like that. Yeah, let me just stick that down nicely. Okay, and then it's just a case of putting this one on as well, and again, this is the bit that I don't want to put glue on. Okay, so we've got that all in place, and then what I did was I took my typewriter little sentiments and stuck them onto little pieces of paper, as you can see. So I'm going to have Bloom and Grow on this one over here because I thought that was perfect. So I do like to just sort of ink it ever so lightly on the edges, and I do love this typewriter font. It is very vintage looking. Well, it is a very old 1947 typewriter, which I love. So it sort of just goes with the theme, not the seam. So we just stick that at the bottom like that. And then what I did was I just took one of my butterflies again, which I'm loving. Everything just goes so perfectly together, so you know, I love that they're digital, so I can do it as many times as I want. So I've just got the little pink one with the spots on, the freckled butterfly. That's my name for it. Whatever its real name is, I don't know. Probably not even a real one, because I think I altered the colours. Right, so I'm going to stick this just at the top here like that. Just at the top. Alright, so we have pretty much done that side, and what's got to happen here is I've got two little cards, and again these are from my wildflower cards page. So I've just trimmed the side down here for these to fit in. So I'm going to put the pinky one at the top, and that sort of picks up with all the colors that we have here. And then this little one, I've just backed it onto card. I'm going to put at the bottom because we have a little pocket down here as well. So that one's going to just fit into there. And then we this is what I would be putting, is just the little doily, so it gives me a lovely place just to journal as well. All right, so we've got everything in place there. Let's just keep this grip on so that I can just finish the other side. So there we go, there's that side done. Now on this side, let's just grip that down there. We're just going to layer up again. So we've got slightly different color scheme here. I've got slightly different flowers, but they all come from my digital floral kit. So I've got some mauves, some pinks and some whites in this one. So I'm going to put the white down there, but of course I'm going to start with this here and stick that down at the top, and then I will position that one on afterwards. All right, so let's just see. And when you have an idea and you don't want to pick it up because you think you're going to lose it, then don't be afraid. This one gets covered, so don't be afraid to make a mark where you want it to go. All right, and then you'll be able to see. Right, so that one's going to go down there, but I want to stick this one down first so I can see where it's got to go to. So start with the bottom layer. This is something you could make in a couple of and have on hand. So, you know, I think it would be great for that. Right, so I'm going to stick that just like that there. Perfect. And then I'm going to stick this one on the lines that I have, which is lovely. And I love the lovely soft lilacs in here. And a page edge is great. It takes away from the bulk, from the middle of the journal pages, and takes it to the edge, which sort of starts to balance things out a bit. All right, so we've got this one over here like that. Lovely. So it's coming together. Oops. Stick those down nicely. And then we're going to have the little white one, and I just want to I'm going to cover that anyway with a little sentiment, but I'm going to just see if I need to worry about any bits. No, I'm happy if it goes over this side. So we'll make sure it all fits on the page. All right, so this one is going to, we don't want it to stick too far over this side, not too far. Doesn't matter if it's a bit. And then just being mindful of not going to stick it onto that page there. There we go. So I'm loving that. That's beautiful. It's like darker, lighter, lighter. Then I'm going to take the little butterfly and I'm going to probably stick it up about there. That one I did a bit low. So I'm going to stick that down. Yeah, I wanted to bring down some more of the mauve lower down. So I think this is the right place for it. Again, these are all from my butterfly kit, I should say. So this is perfect. I think this is a great place. That sort of balances that out. Gosh, Abby's snoring now. Oh my gosh. And these are the sentiments again from my typewriter. Loving those. All right, so this is going to cover a sort of empty spot just there. Floral fantasy, can't go wrong with that. All right, so all we need to do now is move this out the way, as we do. And then we've got another little card, again from that wildflower kit. And it just pops in over there. All right, so that's that side. Love that. And I love this lacy embroidered background. Love that. And then that's that side. Looks quite different, doesn't it? But both very pretty. So what I did with this little bit that was sticking out here, I'm going to just use this, the back of this, is just to put some ink on it, just so that it's not stark white. And then there we go. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you've enjoyed the little page edge that we made. I think this one came out better than this one. What I will do is I will put double-sided tape on both of those sides there. And then once you attach that to your page, then everything will be forever in place. Of course, you could just put a paper clip on there if you wanted it to be removable, and that way you could cover the back perhaps and then make a secret spot to journal. But I think in this case I'm going to quite like putting the double-sided tape on this one to keep it in place. All right, so let me know what you think, guys. Thank you so much for watching as always. I love reading your comments. I'm a little bit behind, but I'm going to go and catch up with that after I've sorted out this video today. Oops, I did see something I've just forgotten. And I did have a little pearl bead over there like that. So that'll dry and just add to it. Okay, so thank you everybody. I look forward to seeing you all very soon in our very next video. Have fun crafting. Bye bye.